Why, hello there. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday night. Who knows? Maybe you're with family. Maybe you're with loved ones. Maybe you're homeless on the street and just hanging out. Who knows? It could be anywhere. Point is there were a bunch of games tonight, and I had so much action and effort put into three different sports today that I have to do a very extensive review. And it's fun. It's not just betting on sports. So it's funny. We're going to start off with hockey, then we're going to talk about NBA, then we're going to talk about college basketball. That's the order. But hockey's kind of fun because I knew my round robin was going to lose even before these games started. I knew I was doomed. And how did I know that? Well, one of the fun things I like to do sometimes when I have a bet is to go out into the wild, into the world, and play the sport that I am betting on. And if I do something spectacular, then my pick wins, and if I don't, then my pick loses. Well, I was at Ion Training Facility in Leesburg, Ashburn area, and there was a bunch of little caps playing on half the rink. And so I do what I always used to do growing up, which I was like, I will take on all four of you, and let's play first person to score. And if you guys score, then my round robin's going to lose.
And if
I score, then my picks are going to win. I lost a buck. By the way, I'm not left-handed. The video is inverted. I'm right-handed. This is actually really funny. I'm a right-handed shot. This is not the correct shot of each kid. Well, I did not get back, and this guy put
I'm a loser. All right, I guess that means my round robin's not going to win today.
That's right. I knew it right then. I knew it right then. So I wasn't worried about losing these games. And guess what? Florida loses. Look at what happens. I mean, so far I see 3 and 4 on the list with a couple of pushes. And push means the game was too close to call. It doesn't matter who won. But the push is the team that we thought actually was going to win, even though it's a very, very low margin. I know it switches around when the scores come in, so it's confusing. But Florida loses 4-1 to Seattle. Gosh, Barkov out. They're just yuck. They lose. Their home winning streak is gone. Buffalo, we had to beat Detroit. They lose to Detroit. Ugh, Buffalo, yuck. Pittsburgh somehow doesn't do anything against Montreal. All these goals were late. 4 goals were in the last 2 minutes of this game, so that was empty net stuff. Edmonton does barely hold off Vegas. I call it a push because it was too close to call. Ottawa, we actually had enough for Ottawa to beat LA, and they don't, and they lose 2-4. Columbus loses to St. Louis, and we had Columbus. Dallas wins against Arizona, but barely. Nashville is losing to Colorado. Right, these games are going on right now. It's 2-1 actually. It's actually 2-1. It's closer already. So these games are still going on. We'll see if the pick of the day will win. I mean, that will be huge because, and that was the best line out of those 3 also, right? So the pick of the day could still win. Now, how have we been doing with picks of the day? The number 1 pick of the day. I think this will work. It's kind of confusing. We have to highlight rank, but that's annoying. I'll tell you what, it's won at least 5, 6, 7 days in a row now. Yeah, it really has. I will run that when it's not boring and on a video and tell you how many days. Not that it really matters, but it has. For some reason, the best pick of the day has been winning. We'll hopefully hold on, cross your fingers, and that will happen. So my round robin portion of my $100 Benjamin bet for the day, $20 went down the tubes because I lost 2 of these games, Pittsburgh and Florida. Calgary may lose. It wouldn't matter at this point anyway. I get 0 payout regardless. Let's talk about NBA, which is much more fun. No, the Hornets didn't win. We don't get $143. We get $55.88. And if you put an extra $6 here, you don't get paid because you didn't hit the parlay. But let's talk about what happened. This is crazy. So I followed some NBA games because we had bets on it. Hey, guess what? How we doing our underdogs? 3-0. Minnesota, Phoenix, and the Zards. Unbelievable. What did I put Charlotte for no reason at -2, 60 on my round robin? I am retarded. Look at how bad this line is. Just take it away. Just do this. Here's what you should have done. All right, even though this doesn't quite double your money, but this is easily what you should have done. Okay, actually, you can just copy it right off the file, which is this. You go here and you're like, I wanted these 3 underdogs, and the Heat win too, dude. Heat were -120. You're like, I want these 3 underdogs. Sorry, I want these 3. And I want them at these lines. Screw the points, right? Just take it. Is here, copy? Is that right? Nope, that ain't right. Can you let me do that? All right, let's take whatever. The point is you want these lines in there. and right here. And this was actually whatever it is, Wizards, Minnesota, Phoenix, and you win all three. And here, if you did the same thing we did on the hockey bet with $20, right? Look at that. You turn 20 to $204 hitting those $3. Freaking 9.5 to 1 on 3. Unbelievable. Not Charlotte. This was like Washington or whatever. Right? But still, I mean, unbelievable, right? And you could add the Heat on there, right? At minus 120. And then you here's your $55 bet. Freaking pay $6.55. Unreal. Oh my God, that's crazy. So NBA, I mean, this Utah game is still going on, by the way. They were up a ton. They look like they're going to cover. Amazing. I look forward to seeing it tomorrow. That is, I'm just not going to touch it. I'm just going to paste stuff and just refresh. Like I'm not going to worry about it. The game we lose down here is super close. Home game, super close. They're minus 220. Everything about what we're looking at, other than the Charlotte taking the Houston to overtime and losing it, they came back from way down in the fourth too. Like they were clearly napping for the first half of the game, and they had some injuries here down to 92%, but everybody's got some injuries. Anyway, I'm just astonished at how well NBA worked today. Just like, wow. All right, so now let's go to college basketball. So college basketball, I noticed that I did some work in the video after I posted the list. And after I posted the list, I changed like variables and stuff, and I got different numbers, and then my different numbers were giving me different results, and I was like, oh, now I understand why everybody sends me messages, and they're like, hey, Ken, can you, like, why doesn't mine look like yours? And I'm like, I don't know, because I'm tinkering with stuff all the time, and I was tinkering with standings because I didn't like what it was doing with Holy Cross, and I got to add in strength of schedule. Whenever you hear me whining about money and being like, listen, if you want my latest stuff and more work on it, send me some money for it, instead of just assuming that you paid me like a month ago and that every day that I have to do additional work on it that I want to. Because I don't, but I also know that, it's unbelievable to do what this does, so I kind of have to do it too. But anyway, point of all that was I made adjustments, and my adjustments are still my adjustments, even if they were after I pasted it in the morning. So it's going 42-15 right now. I said, what do we focus on? We focus on home teams that are naturally home teams on this list. They're 22-6. I will find out why some weird stuff happened. I lost a bad one. Santa Clara killed us in our round robin. So here's the round robin I gave everybody in the morning without Vermont, because I had Vermont, which of course lost because I picked them. Most obvious. I hope you bet against Vermont. I really do. Like, if I say I'm doing something because I think I should do something and it's not supported by all the, you can bet and put your kids' 401k money like behind that bet, because you know that I will lose, and that is exactly what happened with Vermont. Anyway, the rest of them, except for Santa Clara, just blew it and lost by 3. That hurt. Everything, you got Utah State, which is also about to ruin our day. They're down 5 points right now with 5.5 left. If they lose, instead of more than doubling your money and making your $164 on this, if they lose, you're going to be down. They lose, you're going to be down. And 600, that ain't right. Oh, that's because I changed shit. Sorry. We made like 30 bucks on NBA with that bet. Sorry, we're looking at the grand total of everything. If we lose this bet, we will only get $32 back on our round robin, the way we structured it. If we win, we get $164. And we'll be up, more than doubling our money table, we'll be up $124 overall. Because we'll have 164 and then net 30 and 10. Yeah, we would have lost 20 on NHL, win about 30 on NBA, and win 114 on this if we can catch Utah now down 6 with 5 minutes left. So let's go back to college basketball while we wait for that game to end and talk about some stuff in the college basketball file, because I know you guys, I got a lot of questions. I get people wanting versions of things. I'm working on how to do all that best because you can see it's a fluid, dynamic thing, and I love what everyone's doing in the Google Sheet. I love that there are people here all the time editing games. 66-50. No, 60. They're still down 8. They're not winning this game. I also noticed Utah's injured. I didn't see that when I made the bet at 88%. Like, I'm definitely losing this bet. It's the one reason. It's probably the injuries are probably the reason why they were an underdog, and I missed it when I was looking at it. Anyway, let's go back. I want to talk about this big list here. So I see just a massive string of, I mean, my God, like what on earth? This is 17 games in a row in the middle. Pretty bad lines, though. Overall, with this 42-15 so far, let's look at just our underdogs. They're 3-5, and notice they're all the way teams. So I'm going to continue saying what I've been saying, which is away teams are just too inconsistent to win that I never, ever bet on them, except when I bet on Vermont and lose in my round robin today, because it's so obvious when somebody's away that it's just so much more difficult to win that never taking an away team is a great strategy when you're betting on college basketball. So let's go back to just the home teams, which are teams we're only ever going to consider betting on, in my opinion. That's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like how this works. Anyway, so I don't know why Louisiana was way up there over Jackson State. I had them crushing them. That doesn't happen. I think I got my scores right. Bonaventure loses. What order are we in? Are we ordered by margin? Yep, descending by margin. And somebody was asking me about spreads. You sent me an email about spreads and points. This is the spread cover number. This team was supposed to cover the spread by 20. They ended up losing the game. Louisiana is losing to Jackson State. I mean, I don't know. Let's hide the health for now. Don't really care. Let's see what happens. Bonaventure losing to Washington State. These are huge favorites. So it's the odds makers and us losing enormous favorites for almost no reason at home. So that's just weird. Then a huge string of wins. Don't have lines on any of these except Harvard beats Northeastern, so that's good. What else am I missing here? No. Army wins. North NC State wins. They were all in our round robin. Somehow we dodged these. These are bad lines and they lost. They're down. That's just dodge. If those were better lines, we would have taken those teams. So that's just lucky. Air Force wins. Santa Clara's the killer. Utah still down by 6 with 3 minutes left. That's a killer right there. It's sad. So they lose that game 64-69, so they really underperformed score-wise. And I don't know why. UC Irvine just played it, whatever. Hofstra wins. That could have been another one that was on our list. Temple wins. So, I mean, this is really, really good. I mean, the ones that were lost we had them almost covering this. I mean, it's good. This is pretty good. I don't know what happened up here. I'll dig into the stats a little bit because I did see some weird stuff with some away teams, especially. Like, look at some of the, like Delaware State we had they were a massive underdog, and we have them to win this game like 82-46. They lose 65-99. Like, what are you smoking crack, algorithm? I was like, yeah, what are you smoking crack, algorithm? Like, what is wrong with its Long Island University rating? I actually want to check that. So let's look at Delaware and Long Island. That's because I'm just so flummoxed by that I just don't understand. That was Delaware. That's while we're waiting for that basketball game, because I really want to know before the end of the video how we do. Long Island University. Let's just figure out what happened here. So Long Island's got a negative rating because they're 0-4. And they only put up 57 points a game, and they lose every game by 28 points. Jesus. No wonder. Yet, look at the adjusted rating in total for both of those teams. Doesn't have Delaware that far better. They're both awful, but they're just not almost as... So Delaware's defensive rating's terrible. So it's the record that's screwing it up. Somehow Delaware's won 4 games with terrible, terrible ratings. So what that tells me, okay, is that defensive rating there especially could be actually weighted a little bit more. Adjusted rating will also weight a little bit more. Offense I'll leave as is. Wins is where I'm going to take that away from, which I keep going back and forth on wins losses, but I'm going to take it off of wins. I will even be willing to give the net adjusted rating up to 30%. Let's do that. And let's see what would happen to that game. So right here, it's a 63% margin for Delaware. Now, was it Delaware or Delaware State? Oh, crap. Oh, crap. I think I did Delaware, didn't I? Oh, God. Yeah, I did. I know I did because of the numbers. God damn it. I'm such an awful, awful video person, aren't I? I know you're sticking it out for some reason because you're waiting the score of this. They're still down by 6 with 2 minutes left. They're losing. Delaware State and Long Island. Let's get this right. This is all the work you're paying for. You're going to watch it. All right, so there we go. So, no, it's not record related because they're 2-3. Unbelievable. What is it? Its opponent's points per game is super low. Margin of victory is huge. Everything is huge on them here, though. Jeez, this is just a huge upset. It's just a huge upset. I actually don't want to change anything. Let me go back. Yeah, this is where it was. I'm going to keep it there just because it's just a crazy upset that just doesn't make sense. Yet, the odds makers knew this. Very, very, very weird. Very weird. I am so confused about that game. Weird. Just saying. Like, why are they such an underdog? Weird. All right. Yeah, under 2 minutes left, down 6. I'm going to say that Utah is not going to win. I don't know if they could potentially cover the 1.5, but probably not. So let's assume that they lose. And what that's going to do, like I said, is it's going to make you lose $7.88 on the day. And that's a lot of excitement for losing, 8% of your wager. And man, you could have done so much better if you had just not taken Charlotte. Oh God, a terrible one. You weren't winning at hockey, as noted by whatever. And college basketball has got so much more to go that even though I talked forever about nothing, I still haven't scratched the surface of what you should have been, doing. Like, how should we have taken advantage of these 17 games in a row? Should we be playing 10-game parlays, like all the way down, like 10, 10, 10? To get chunks of that to 8, 8, 8 or something. Like, I don't know. It doesn't look like a home bump would have helped too much because these away teams won here at 2%. So, and I don't know how many of these games were non-neutral site games. So, all right, so hold on one sec. I'm not done yet. So if we look at just home and away, which means non-neutral site, and it means this game was at one of these places. We're 33-13, and so there's about a 2% home bump. That's it. That's it. Wow. So we could get this up to 35-11. Look at this. Of all the this is how I know that it's only a 2% bump. All the away teams that are remaining. We went 11-5, and if you don't want to get rid of these ones at the bottom, we won these games. So, and your home teams go 24-6 like this. Not perfect. That's actually not that great when it comes to home teams that this picks with very limited bump. I expect to go like 20, like 26-4 actually is what I would expect more of. Like you get almost 90% of your picks home picks through this algorithm because it's really amazing. Like for example, if we go back in time, and we're not done tonight. That's probably why there's a few more we might catch. Although Utah is down 6 with a minute and a half left, it ain't happening for them. What are we looking at? We're looking at blanks. I mean, if you go back in time, I can't do it because we don't have it labeled properly. Sorry, but I was trying to look at our home teams, like how well we do, and we'll be able to do this better later in the year. Yeah. Man, all right, lot to go over. All right, so tomorrow I did a football video already. I'm ahead of the game on football. There's hockey, there's college basketball, and I'm sure there's NBA. Well, college basketball obviously takes the most time because there are so many games. I will be on that the first thing in the morning, and then I'm sure that hockey and NBA and NBA don't start until later in the day, right? Yeah, I'm looking right now. Like NBA starts at 3:30, and if there's a noon game at NHL, I'd be surprised. There's a postponed game, and there's a game at 1. Yeah, so not a problem. So I'm going to be on the ice again tomorrow, I think, skating. So I will. The Caps are playing at 1 against Carolina. I'm not going to be on the ice before that, so my picks will have to be related to the 7 o'clock games when I shoot at targets on the ice. All right, guys, that was a super long video, but man, there's a lot of interesting things and a lot of winning going on. And what I can leave you with on Utah State, or what is it, Utah? It's that terrible 7th pick. Ah, it so sucks. It's this one. It's the number 1 right up there. They're down 8 with 27 seconds left. I call it a loss. So exciting, but not a winning day on this round robin, but close, and you can see how you can emulate stuff from this every day and really have some exciting times. All right, good luck, everybody. May all your picks be winning.